Welcome to Tai Chi sequence number 2, stepping patterns. Basic. Widen your base, make it a little broader than hip distance, provided that feels comfortable. And begin by shifting the weight from side to side. Now as we shift the weight, we want to pay attention to two elements of our posture. First, sense the vertical posture. And notice if you feel some weight in the heels and in the balls of the feet. So try to feel some weight in both areas of the foot as we work. As we shift toward the outer edge, you'll feel a little bit of weight flow to the outer edge of the foot, and you'll also feel the toes working to control balance. Second element of posture is to pay attention to our horizontal posture. So see if we can sense whether the shoulder line stays level with the floor. Now from the shifting of the weight, that leads naturally to stepping patterns. And the first pattern that we'll work with is lateral stepping. So as we shift, now see if we can allow one foot to come free from the ground and begin to gently step from side to side. As you shift, be conscious of the posture, be conscious of the balance, and do whatever feels safe and comfortable. So again, don't try to copy my movement, but rather get a sense of the movement and then do what is natural for your body and any particular issues that may be present in your body as you work. Take your time, never feel rushed in the movement. Rest when you need it. Now we're going to let both feet come back onto the ground again. We're going to come back and simply shift the weight. One of the skills we want to strengthen with the stepping patterns is our ability to go from a stepping pattern to a more supported position where both feet are on the ground and we're simply shifting the weight. Now after some work with the weight shift, try the stepping again. If you feel strong in the balance, it's okay to allow the movement to broaden and to move it around a little bit on the floor rather than feeling constrained to one particular area. So as you've gained confidence and strength, be a little more free in the movement. Once again, ground the feet, feel the weight, heels, balls of the feet as we shift. Now the reason we start with the lateral shift is because the lateral shift of the weight is an essential component of all stepping patterns. In order to take a step, the weight must first shift into one leg, and then the other foot, since there's no weight on that side, can adjust. Now we're going to practice stepping forward and stepping to the rear with the left foot. Now as we step, depending on our physical strengths, we may be able to bring that foot in toward the support leg and then back out again to hip distance just before it contacts the floor. This again is an area where any individual has to be sensitive to their own risk levels and move according to what your body dictates, not necessarily according to what you see in the video. As we step, keep the other foot flat on the floor. Notice that on a forward step, the heel strikes the ground first. On a backward step, the ball of the foot comes down first. Heel, ball of the foot. To intensify our awareness of the movement, you can feel it lift, swing, and touch. Lift, swing, and touch. Another key element is that every time we step forward and bend the front knee, we want to keep the rear foot flat on the floor and not allow the heel to come up. And I'll show you from the side. So if you look at my left leg, you'll notice that as I step forward and bend the knee, the left heel's on the ground. When I step back, I keep the left foot flat as well. So what I want to avoid is bending the front knee and lifting the rear heel, which tips my balance. The entire time we're working, see if we can feel the head aligned with the hip. So the upper body posture stays vertical as we move. Each time we bring the foot to the floor, the space between the feet is at hip distance. Let's change to the opposite leg. Same pattern. Change legs anytime you need to. If you're practicing at home, take your time. There should be no sense of urgency in the movement. If balance is a little difficult, try taking shorter steps. Keep the breath moving naturally. Try to keep the head up. Be very conscious of the shift of the weight. Notice that before each step, the weight has to shift to the support leg. Also notice how the weight shifts forward and it shifts back as we step. Bring the feet to parallel. Now try an alternating step. So we'll go from the parallel position, come forward with one leg, come back to the parallel stance, make sure we feel balanced, then come forward with the opposite leg, and continue to work. Feel the weight shifting from side to side, forward and back. As we gain confidence in this pattern, let's see if we can soften our touch to the floor. So each time we bring the foot to the ground, bring it down gently. Imagine that you're trying to do the pattern and make the least amount of sound in the process. Be mindful of the space between the feet, keeping the base wide to provide maximum support and control over the balance. Be mindful of the head and its position relative to the hip. Try to keep the upper body vertical as we work. Now the next pattern is a rotation pattern. Rotation patterns are inherently more demanding and there's a little less stability in them because we are often turning the body while we're balanced on one leg. So proceed with caution. Starting with your left leg, bring the left leg around until you feel that the center of the arch in your left foot is in line with the heel of the right foot. And you can look down and check that if you need to. And bring the left foot back around to parallel, hip distance. Make sure we feel balanced. And then bring the right leg around. Heel aligns with the arch in the rear leg. Come back on center and then begin to alternate. As we come around, the weight's going to shift back. You notice that my head and eyes remain focused toward the camera, in this case, so that I'm effectively turning the lower body while I'm maintaining a steady position with my head and I'm maintaining a visual lock as I'm working. The weight's going to shift back about 60% to the back leg. And as I shift, I allow both knees to stay bent. So the back leg knee bends to accept the weight. The front knee stays bent as I rock back. What I want to avoid is coming back and straightening that front knee completely. So try to stay relaxed in the joints, calm and steady in the balance, as we explore the turning motion. All of these steps constitute the basic types of movements that we use to control our balance. In this basic stepping series, we won't do all the balance control steps. We'll save a couple of them for a more advanced sequence. The final sequence is to practice walking a little bit, utilizing some of these ideas. From the front, let's bring one foot forward, check for hip distance. Now rock backwards until the front foot, ball of the foot, comes up off the ground. And then turn the hip a little bit to turn that foot out at a slight angle. Then rocking forward, take a step with the left leg. Come down gently at hip distance, bend the front knee, keep the rear heel on the ground. Rock back, pop the ball of the foot off the ground, turn it out slightly, and then take another step. Come down softly, shift forward, roll back. Turn, step, touch, roll forward, roll back. Continue to work as long as you have space. And then pause. Let me show it to you from the side. Start with one leg out in front. Doesn't matter which one. I've got my left leg forward. Roll back, turn out, step. Touch lightly, rock forward. Roll back, turn out, step. Touch lightly, rock forward, rock back. Turn, step. Forward and back. And feel it. Release, touch, roll back. Release, swing, touch,